You stand at the edge of change, ready to step forward. But something tugs you back, a quiet fear. It's not failure you're afraid of. It's leaving behind the self you've always known. What if growing means losing who you are? Problem deep dive. This fear creeps in during quiet moments. You're scrolling through old photos and nostalgia hits hard. Not just memories, but a version of you that feels safe, familiar. You hesitate to apply for that new job, even though it excites you, because it might reshape how others see you and how you see yourself. In conversations, you hold back evolving opinions, afraid they'll clash with the role you've played for years. The reliable friend, the quiet achiever. This ripples into your identity. You question decisions. Is this really me or just who I used to be? Relationship strain. You pull away from people tied to your old self. Self-talk turns critical. Who do you think you are changing now? It's a pattern rooted in self-concept theory, where your sense of I is built from past experiences, like bricks in a wall, and dismantling even one feels like the whole structure might crumble. But why does this hold you so tightly? Reframe. You're not broken for feeling this way. This fear isn't a defect. It's a protective adaptation. Your brain evolved to prioritize stability and identity. In a world of constant flux, holding onto the familiar kept ancestors safe. It's like an old map you've relied on for years. Outdated, but it got you here. Recognizing this shifts the view. You're not resisting growth out of weakness. You're guarding a core sense of continuity. And that's human, not flawed. But understanding the mechanism reveals why it persists. Psychological mechanism. Let's look at the brain's wiring. In cognitive psychology, this ties to self-discrepancy theory. You have an actual self, who you are now, an ideal self, who you aspire to be, and an ought self, who you think you should be, often shaped by past roles. The fear arises when growth widens the gap between actual and ought, causing emotional dissonance, like static in your mind. Neuroscience explains the cause. The amygdala detects threats to identity as survival risks. Mechanism. It triggers the fight or flight response, flooding you with cortisol. Result. You freeze, clinging to the old self to restore calm. Think of it as a mental anchor. Dropped in stormy seas of change, it steadies you, but also holds you in place. Or imagine your identity as a tree's roots, deeply embedded for nourishment, but resisting transplant to new soil. Fear the roots might snap. This isn't just abstract. It's why small changes feel monumental. But with awareness, you can loosen that grip. Practical framework. First principle. Map your identity anchors. What to do? List 3 core traits from your past self and note situations where they clash with your current desires. Why it works. Behavioral psychology shows that cognitive mapping reduces ambiguity. Your prefrontal cortex engages, overriding amygdala-driven fear by creating clarity. Real-life example, with a family caretaker, but want more independence. Listing it out, you see how weekend obligations drain you, prompting a gentle boundary talk with siblings. Second principle, practice microevolutions. What to do? Choose one small habit that aligns with your emerging self, like journaling new goals for 5 minutes daily. Why it works. Neuroscience via neuroplasticity. Repeated small actions rewire neural pathways, building tolerance to change without overwhelming the brain's threat detection. Real-life example. You've always been the introverted planner, fearing spontaneity. Start with an unplanned coffee run. Over time, it eases the fear of disrupting your structured identity. Third principle. Dialogue with your old self. What to do? Write a letter from your current self to your past one, acknowledging its role and gently releasing it. Why it works. From personality theory, this integrates shadow aspects per Jungian ideas, reducing internal conflict by activating empathy circuits in the brain, lowering resistance. Real-life example. As the overachiever from school days, you fear relaxing means laziness. The letter thanks the drive for past successes, but explains rest fuels growth, leading to guilt-free downtime. Fourth principle, seek identity witnesses. What to do? Share one evolving aspect with a trusted person, framing it as an experiment. Why it works. Social psychology's looking glass self. External validation mirrors back your new identity, strengthening it through mirror neurons, which sync with others' perceptions. Real-life example. You've outgrown being the joker in groups, wanting deeper talks. Tell a friend, I'm trying to share more seriously. Their nod reinforces it's okay easing the fear. Fifth principle. Visualize the bridge self. What to do? Spend 2 minutes daily imagining a version of you that honors both old and new traits. Why it works. Cognitive science on mental simulation prepares the brain by activating the same regions as real experiences, reducing discrepancy anxiety through familiarity. Real-life example. Picture yourself as the adventurous, reliable one, blending stability with exploration, like planning a solo trip that includes check-ins with loved ones, making outgrowing feel integrated. These steps build slowly, but what ties them together? Integration. Imagine your identity as a riverbed, shaped by years of flowing water. Your experiences carving paths. The old self is the familiar channel, worn deep. Growth doesn't dam it up, it widens the banks, allowing new streams to merge without flooding. This mental model, the expanding river, holds it all. Your anchors map the original path. Microevolution adds tributaries. Dialogues smooth the merges. Witnesses reflect the broader flow. Visualizations foresee the steady current. It's not erasure, it's evolution. A continuous self, adapting without loss. Visual. Calm river widening. Sunlight reflecting on merging waters. Quiet, empowering, close. As you sit with this, notice the quiet space it opens. No rush to change everything at once. Just a gentle permission to expand. You've carried your old self far. Honor that. And in honoring, you free the next version. One that feels whole, not divided. Remember, outgrowing isn't leaving behind. It's carrying forward transformed. Let that settle in your mind tonight.